an organizational meeting, so we'll start with the roll call officers. Roll call supervisors, please.
Minor?
Here.
Sunderbrook? Here. Cusack? Here. Earnhardt?
Here.
Hancock?
Here.
And the first item on the agenda is a motion for the election of chair. So I would entertain a motion for election of chair.
Madam Chair, I move that we elect Tom Sunderbrook as chair for the 2012 calendar year.
And do I have a second?
Second.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. And second, we have a motion for the election of the vice chair. Do I have a motion?
Yes, Madam Chairman, I nominate Supervisor Hancock for Vice Chair in 2012.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
That being said, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so congratulations, Supervisor Hancock. And my 1 minute thing is over.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now we have the approval of the committee chair appointments.
I'll move the chair appointments as printed in the document we received the other day.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimously approved. Thank you. And move we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. We are adjourned. All right. Thank you very much. And now Tuesday morning, Committee of the Whole. I call to order the Board of Supervisors meeting for the Committee of the Whole.
Minor?
Here.
Sunderbrook?
Here.
Cusack?
Here.
Earnhardt? Here. Hancock?
Here. Facilities, we are ready.
All right, I'm not rusty. Your first item is the third and final reading of the speed limit. So John's not here this morning. I thought Tim was coming for the next two items. Mary, is that okay? So, and I also expect Kathy Wine at 5 minutes after 8. So if she comes, she comes. If not, I'll talk about her request. That brings us down to number 7, which is approval of the Cisco SmartNet maintenance. That's item number 7. That's Matt's annual maintenance for our Cisco system. There were several local bidders. The low bidder is Insight. There were 4 local bidders, so $56,000. So that's our annual maintenance cost. I'll try to answer any questions that you may have.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have any questions on this specific one, and I'm not asking this to be done because we're going to be coming up to budget session, but after we're done, if we could just get a list of every maintenance contract that we have, no matter what
For
it is.
software and hardware?
No, just every maintenance contract we have for, what we're spending on maintenance contracts for, whether it's units on the roof or whether it's technology, everyone.
All right, I'll ask the department heads, no problem. We'll get that together and do it and have it for you for budget.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I had a question went back on the ordinance for the speed limit. The 45-mile-an-hour speed limit is for a certain part, but it does not change the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit.
That's correct.
That stays the same.
Yeah. The lower, yeah.
And that is already an ordinance. So it's just that one piece.
Right. Coming out of the curve. All right. The other item here, number 8, is kind of a holder agreement. This is the agreement that we would enter into with Lynn County, Johnson County, and Blackberry County for lobbying the state legislature. I haven't heard back from the assistant to the board of supervisors of Lynn County. Their attorneys were going to look at it, but this is a draft of the exact same agreement that they entered into as 3 counties, just changing the name to the Urban Coalition and adding us. So I think this is a placeholder. I'm going to try to make sure by Thursday night we have the real deal, but this is the placeholder for Thursday night.
What dates does,
How does this work?
well, when does it go into effect? As soon as it's signed this year?
We are actually acting as if it is in effect. Tom and Carol are going to the meetings. The lobbyist has got us on their email, them on their email, and setting up meetings to meet with people in the state legislature, maybe as soon as this week. Gary Grant, last email said that as he's gone to Des Moines and represented the 4 counties, he's gotten some significant positive feedback because it's such, these 4 counties, you know, it's more than a third of the state population. And so he believes, and the legislators believe, that we should be effective because of the number of people that we represent. That would be great if we had a good voice. There's several issues, as you know, that affect us considerably that they'll be weighing in on. The mental health reorganization is probably the biggest. Property tax is another one. And my understanding is that the legislature, and I think Carol and Tom can chime in, the legislature is going to take up TIF in some form this year. And I think it comes out of the Coralville report that shows what it did to Iowa City and what it's done to Johnson County in terms of water.
Is that in, what committee would that be in?
The TIF committee, I don't know, but I can find out.
It's
I'm not sure.
I think that comes in Ways and Means Committee, yeah, in Ways and Means.
So, it'll be interesting to read those bills as they come forward. I think that for a county, any change would be good. If I had my city hat on, I'd say any change would be bad. It would be bad. But in the county hat, I think definitely there are other counties in the state that have watched cities grow and have lost all of the revenue ongoing for, it looks like, eternity. Because once you establish it and you have a project in it and you had it before the last law changed, you can continue to be a TIF. And we've experienced it in a minor way, especially with LeClerc. I think that's probably the best example.
All of the supervisors, that is Bill, Jim, and I, get the same emails and communications that Carol and Tom will get.
They will come to the 2 of them and then are to me, and then I pass them through. Because they're trying not to have a quorum on an email.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because with the lobbyist sending something to Tom and Carol, Tom can write back to everyone, which would be the other 4, and say, I'm not interested. But if I have all of you on, we can't really have that kind of one-on-one communication meeting. We need to be put back in this kind of forum or one-on-one. So I can handle it down too. That's what I think.
That doesn't constitute a quorum.
Right. That's why when this group goes to Des Moines as a coalition, it's 2 supervisors from each county. As you guys know, 3 of you going to Des Moines is very, very difficult to post and track.
Would any of us be able to travel with you when you go to these meetings of the coalition? Say if Bill or Jim and I wanted to tag along and just sit and listen?
One of Tom or Carol would have to stay home. You can't have 3 of you to go.
Not even to
No,
just sit in the audience and listen.
that's a quorum of your board.
Well, aren't they going to be invited when they do a reception? You'll all be invited to the reception in Des Moines with all the legislators and the county supervisors, so we can meet and greet with them.
And that reminds me, I mean, the board should consider if you all want to go up with the chamber on the 28th and 29th of February. It's actually an overnight. We'd be leaving after committee of the whole, so I don't know if we've gotten that. Those emails have started to come out.
It's like Tuesday and Wednesday.
We would have to go up after, I mean, I don't think we could go with the bus. I don't know when they're just now accepting, I don't know when the bus is leaving for the overnight, but we do have committee to hold that morning. But it's an afternoon, evening, and the next day kind of thing that the changes to.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Oh, okay. Wow, great. Let's see. I guess we'll go to the top. Tim's not here. The foreign trade zone is a request of support.
Is anybody going to present to us about that, or is this just a written request?
I think well, the letter came as a written request, and they're looking for the, I think I did do that.
Oh, did you?
I'm good.
That was quick. You were quick today.
We're skipping around.
Very good. We'll see you later.
Okay. Thank you.
I didn't ask them to be here, and this actually hasn't come before the Quad City First Board, but foreign trade, so this is my understanding of it, was administered by the Quad City Development Group that then just fell back under Quad City First. And this is really just streamlining the process so companies can use this trade zone in a streamlined fashion. So it's just really a change of administrative procedures.
And there are a lot of counties I see that are included in this.
Yes.
Do each of those counties have to approve this?
They have to redesignate their areas within their county. So it's a redesignation that Scott County is a foreign trade zone. That's what we're about here. And I think, if I remember right, this is probably 20 years old.
Yeah, I think John Wessel brought it in so many years ago that it's just a tool that Quad City First can use.
It gives companies some advantages and where they can do business and what taxes they pay. I thought Tim would be here to give you more detail.
There's no money
If you have some
involved.
questions,
Yeah.
Can it negatively affect us?
no.
No.
It's just kind of a positive reinforcement. Right?
Right. The second resolution is extending the emergency management grant that we've had for 3 years. So it can cover the in-kind costs that we will occur between now and the formal adoption and acceptance by the state. So review of the entire plan. And now it'll be in front of every local jurisdiction in the county to approve. So as you remember, it's a county-wide plan. It just isn't the board approval, but every jurisdiction in the county will be approving it. And that then will satisfy the FEMA's requirements that you have a mitigation plan in place, which is a requirement for you to seek any reimbursement for costs or, I believe, any local resident seeking reimbursement. When I was at the city, I think we did it twice, so they will be now somewhere in their 10th year of having a mitigation plan. And it's from that perspective, it was very helpful because it prioritized the natural events that could happen in an area, and then you would have a plan on how to react both in an emergency way, but you would also have a plan of what are the things we can do over the next 5 to 7 years to lower our costs of a natural disaster. And when I was in the city, that was flooding. What did we do to lower the costs? And so we bought properties and did those kinds of things. But it's also business recovery in terms of a disaster. So this plan kind of lays out what are your highest priorities, what are the things that are going to happen to your entire community, and what are the things that you need to work on. The point of it from the federal government is they would like communities to lower their risk. Because it's just a payout on the federal government part when you have a natural disaster. I don't know of a community that has not turned to the federal government when they've had a natural disaster.
Why has it taken so long? I remember going to a meeting, I don't know,
It's 3
over
years.
Bettendorf Fire Station or something a couple of years ago, and it was already underway.
Yeah, I think we accepted the grant my first January here, so it's 3 years. It's a long planning process, and there's 14, 15 jurisdictions, and bi-state is trying to coordinate all of that. So, I mean, we're doing all of the jurisdictions.
Does the fact there's a nuclear plant across the river impact this at all?
And length of time?
Yeah.
But in terms of it being mentioned, I have to ask Tim, I'm sure it's there. But the plan is usually focused on natural disasters. Though terrorism and some of those other things are now part of it. But the likelihood, you go through this, and that's why it takes a long time. You go through these scoring sheets of what is the likelihood of this or that. So earthquake is low, windstorms, blizzards, and flooding very high. I mean, you guys you've all experienced those could be the highest. So you weigh those. And so there's a lot of people in the planning process, a lot of meetings.
And we're just extending the grant to it.
Yeah, to cover the in-kind costs that remain. All right, so I guess we go to Kathy Wine's request. This is the Mayhem Field Station CAT grant. So, as you know, that we are a contributor to the ongoing teaching program at the Mayhem Marsh. We split it, I think half of it comes out of 10 years budget and half of it comes out of conservation. There's a teaching educator, so that's our annual budget contribution to Mayhem. What they're requesting is a match, and as you know, they when you go to the state and you asked for a CAT grant, they're expecting some contribution from the county government. And they're interested, and they've already actually purchased a building to be this site, field site, for the march. And they're going to request $50,000 from the state. And so they're asking for a $2,500 match. So a minimal match to be able to check off that requirement is what they're requesting. I did show you the current budget that's, as you know, we have a trail CAT grant budget in the capital budget that we put in $50,000 every year into the program, and I think it was 2-3 years ago, Larry, I think it was your suggestion that we just, if there's unspent money, it stays into that trail CAT grant program so it can accumulate for things. The unspent balance is $64,500.
So the money will come out of that balance.
So that's their brief for first round. The personnel actions, routine, nothing to report. We have some appointments.
Those are there, two of them that need to be gender balanced, so whatever you're ready.
I have made an attempt to contact the lady for benefit of Fire District number 1, and I have been unsuccessful.
So that won't be ready.
Well, I mean, you know, at what point do you?
Yeah.
3 months.
3 months?
You have to look for 3 months for law.
So what is about the person that's on there? Because they are hard to define, those folks. What if the person that is on there doesn't want to after 3 months? I mean,
Well,
how
if they
does
don't want
that
it,
work?
if they don't want to stay on it, then after 3
No,
months.
I'm talking about, what I mean,
Well,
you appointed for 3 months?
well, they can stay on the seat until their replacement is found.
No, you have 3 months to look for something.
They only
If
meet
you
once
can't
or
find
twice a
it,
year, and
yeah.
this is the time going
Right.
into the budget.
But the law is that in order to achieve gender balance, you have to make a good faith effort for 3 months.
Politically correct law, right?
So what if we made the 3 months before? As,
No, well, the law, the appointment isn't up until,
but what if we made the 3 month effort before the appointment?
you'll have to have that conversation with the county attorney.
We have to ask Rob to give us an opinion. Would you like that?
I would like that.
But I think effectively what Bill said is correct. If you can't find, if they really work this month, this is when they have their public hearing and pass their budget. So it would be in place for that.
He just carries over.
Then there's the planning zone. Are you still working on that one too?
That's the same
Okay.
deal, yeah. You look for somebody else and there isn't anybody, but the pool is small.
So Bill, haven't you been looking for 3 months?
I've been looking at least.
So on the Plan and Zone Commission, we need a woman for that, and she must be from,
Urban, right?
You know, she could be either.
But yeah, and it should be an attorney.
She doesn't have to be, but they would love to have an attorney.
Probably for
You'd
that
like-
commission, you've got
Right,
it from.
yes.
Well, Tim says Rex Ridenhour is a valuable member. He attends every meeting. He's an attorney. He brings that expertise to the board. And Tim says he'd hate to lose him, and the guy wants to continue.
I understand that. But
Yes.
If you can't find, that's what happens. I mean, you can't find, but I think you should, you know.
Yeah.
I know you've made contact.
And with
I know you've been turned down, but you know, you just gotta get turned down a couple times or more.
And on this one, the majority has to be ruled, so this person could be urban or rural.
Well, I wouldn't say you'd have to be turned down a couple, 3 times. I think you gotta look for 3 months is the way I understand that. You have to, so being turned down doesn't mean anything.
Okay, I was being a little flip, like.
Right, and I'm being a little flip because it just
I know.
irritating, you know.
When it's hard, it gets irritating. When it's easy, it's,
Wow.
you can do it. I think that brings us down to our closed session.
so it would have to be someone from outside of the city of Davenport.
No, it could be either rural or urban, because you're already on that board, you have to have the majority or rural, and you already have that. So this person could be urban or it could be rural, it doesn't matter.
It'd probably be nice to have an attorney.
Yeah.
No. And the condemnation appraisal jury, that's not due till February, right?
Whenever we get around.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working
All right,
on it.
now,
Yeah, so
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we won't have any appointments for tonight.
Right.
Good. Closed session.
Okay. No. Do you have anything?
Oh, you don't want to open up that door yet, do you? I'll be calling y'all about this urban coalition, the language in there. It seems to me you're moving forward with it before you've even approved it.
Thank you.